All right, I'm back here. I'm going to bring up something, a critical point to help you stay organized, because I've found this to be immensely helpful. What you need to do is make sure that you have a file for all your patches. So I have a workspace that I essentially work out of. And what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to get this companion weapons or customizable mod that will fit with that SKK mod that we went over just a moment ago. So I'm going to go ahead and just download this. All right. Look at the requirements. We're all good. Now, so what this is showing us is base game stuff. All right. The default weapons that your companions would have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a quick copy of this. Name my ferals SKK feral replacer or something. Ferals, that'll be fine. Okay. Bring up a new pad here. And so basically what I've got is I'm going to want to save it somewhere around let's create a new folder for companions. And then I'm going to save this as companion wep ref notes. Let's see, vanilla. I can't see or spell. Oh man. So what the fuck ever. I'll know what it means. Okay. Next thing that I want to do check it, make sure did I download it or not. I did. So that's the one I'm going to be looking for. Companion weapons. Companion weapons are customizable right there. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything with it. I just want it there. And then the real thing that's going to help you stay organized is like your bat files, for example. So right here, it's just going to give me a simple bat file that's going to help them find ammo or weapons. So I'm going to manually download these just straight to the desktop. You have to bear with me for a second. I'm not going to edit this or anything, so if you need to speed up the video, you just hit your little speed up button there, playback speed. Okay, so I'm going to save that to the desktop too. Just like anybody else, I want to get to playing. Alright. Now what I've got is batch files. So what I'm going to do is just put them here in my workspace. Now the next thing I want to do is make sure that I have all of the patches that I can get my hands on that I need for to cover my crafting, armor keywords, better locational damage, and VISG. If I can get all that tagging and all that damage adjustment and the crafting all in the right place with a patch and an icon, it makes my life a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is just look and see if there's any of these that I need. Patches to add compatibility. So I have one of these. This I might be very interested in. The outfit switcher I didn't find particularly useful. I have that. I don't believe I'm going to be using Mobile Workshop. Okay, so basically what this means is I don't need a whole lot of these patches. So what I want to do is manually download it. See, you don't really need all that stuff. And I'm going to put that slow. And I can kind of just leave this on the desktop, because I'm going to move that in just a second. Because some patches are made better than others. Lost is probably among the best that I've seen so far. But I have not seen Vanguard Ascendants work, so. I'm basically doing my patch collection right now. For settlement activity markers, I think that's for SKK. But I'm not overly concerned about patching that. So we will take combat stalkers. We will take the random encounter system manager. We will take the settlement attack system. Oops. Okay, we're going to do this one. And that would be all I need from this particular set. Get the workshop utilities. And it'll be clear in a moment why I'm doing it like this. Because you can use an fmod installer and just install all of it. But that kind of makes it a pain in the ass. Okay, just to be clear. So we got all of our patches that we wanted from this particular set. And now we'll look at Lost again. Now see, if you use the mod manager download, what it's going to do is it's going to install all of these patches. Now you're not going to need all of those patches. So we're just going to manually download that. Because it is the most recent version. And then I'm going to do the same for Reapers. We're going to take a look here. So, you know, I do have a few of these weapons. And I may even want to add a few of these weapons later. Because generally people don't make patches for them unless they're fairly popular. So what I'm going to do is manually download that one too. So I could, and this is also kind of a nice place where I can just go through and if I wanted to maybe review another weapon or something, but quite frankly, I got enough. I got too many, and that's why I'm gonna have to be bashing this shit together. We've got these. So this is what it does for us. It makes it compatible with ArmorSmith keywords, gives us VISG tags and icons. It makes some adjustments. That's why I like Lost. This could be Reaper. So make sure I'm giving credit to the right person. Yeah, this is Lost. It does a very, very good job because that's a lot of work. Slight adjustments to the leveled list for more balance. A few fixes here or there. Organize and move craftable items into the proper stations. So it really makes life a lot easier. I'm not sure if I need a syringer overall. I never use it. And I've already got a Children of Adam overhaul that I like to use. Let's take a look at these. Let's take a look at this syringer. In case I decide to use a ninja character, test some things in a different way. Alright, exactly. The vanilla syringer is an abomination. Three pressure options, 5 flashlight attachment, 4 laser attachments, 3 barrels, mechanism, and alright. Okay. This is looking fun. So let's go ahead and just grab this, just for shits and giggles. I've not seen this before. I don't know exactly what in the hell that is. Let's take a look at these images here. Yeah, that is a much cooler looking syringer rifle. I mean, it's always seemed like a great idea to me, but again, it's just not been to the level, especially not for better locational damage. I've always had to, I never wanted to make all the manual modifications myself. So what I am going to do is just take this one through the mod manager. And that way it will install and uninstall all the components. the things that I like to get in patches are the things I like to get manually are patches. And that way I can kind of pick and choose. All right. So I have no idea what in the hell this is. Not all weapon mods include crafting recipes, and those that do often place them in the chem station. Creates new recipes and sorts existing recipes and places those in one spot. Okay. 146 total weapons. I don't use a whole lot of those. I do use this. It's a guaranteed freeze. I don't like anything with a guaranteed freeze. So let's just take a look. I don't see how that's going to be particularly impressive or helpful. For my purposes anyway. But we will, however, track it. Alright, so now that I've got all my patches on my desktop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so that's my batch file. It's going to go here. It's a batch file. It's going to go here. And then patches. Probably could have thought this through a little bit better, but all these here. I'm going to open 7-zip. And I'm going to take these, this right here, and make sure I have my file path already copied. Easter egg, Soylent Green. I wonder why I needed that random note. Okay. Did I just cut them or? What? I guess it doesn't matter. Now what I'm going to do is extract all the patches. And now I've got my files with my patches. Some files are going to contain a lot more than just one patch. Okay, so it's basically I'm just organizing so I can pull the patch that I want or need. This I would like to know a little bit more about, because I have already a something that distributes leveled lists because of better locational damage. It has its own kind of distributed leveled lists. I don't need 2 copies of this crap. I like to just make sure I have all my file paths just noted so I can cut and paste. So when I finally pull 7-zip, I can just easily grab what I need. And I'm going to get the actual weapons here, and we're going to extract that too. The weapons folder. And do the same thing for ammo. Okay, so we've got that, and if I add this note, should be matching. Yep. Okay. Now, I'm not likely to need this very much, but it is nice to have it on file. And then I can just get rid of these zip files. Move these zip files into the workspace. So we don't need these two anymore because we've already taken care of that. All right, so we've got patches that we can use. And now we go back to our mod manager. And survival configuration menu's got to go way up at the top. I'll put it, as long as it's underneath the I mean, anywhere up here is fine. The only difference that's going to the only thing that's going to make a difference is scm_ebf. That's for everyone's best friend, so it needs to be below everyone's best friend. So you can just see where organization is everything. Take my wheel menu to the top. Although I believe wheel menu, I think I'm going to put below my BISG item sorting. Will it make a difference? Probably not. I'll just go ahead and put it at the top, because I'll be manually editing what I need to for the wheel menu. And the no crafting experience is going to always go at the bottom of your load list. Same thing with the accelerators. Same thing with like these two right here are accelerators. Like, the only reason I'm not really messing with this right now that much is because I'm going to have to go back and resort it again. I'm just kind of showing you where it would need to be in the load order list. Same thing with scrap everything. But what I want to do first is make sure I have all the weapons that I want in the game loaded, and then I want to merge those plugins. To kind of save on my load order list and also improve my load times. So now it's just time to export this text file. in case the mod manager crashes or something terribly unfortunate like that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and track this. And these are all done. And I'm just going to leave this up so I can look things up as I go along. So I haven't even gotten to the armors yet. I've only gotten to the weapons. I haven't even installed Agony and Extended Agony yet. We're definitely going to want the binoculars. Now, I haven't really looked at Warson's Ultimate Night Vision stuff yet, but I did see a little bit of it, and from what I saw from it, the Ultimate Night Vision, I thought it was awesome. So let's take a quick look at that again. It's either that or I'll just stick with my night vision goggles, my standard night vision goggles. The, what do they call them? Westex. Now, he was doing work on this a good little bit ago. So I got it in July, last updated it in January. But it was very, very cool. I'll pull the, take a look at the change logs. I just don't know if I want the additional complication right now in my life. But it does look like he, let's see what happens. This is from, it's version 1.3. So it's the same. It's a whole lot of extra patches I'd have to add. So let's grab this patch. Put it in the desktop. WUNV. And I'm just going to consider on this a minute or two, because I'm not really sure it's something that I want to do, because it's a lot of extra work. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that zip file. All right. And I'd better stay pretty organized because I'm getting pretty daggone close. I'm going to have to do my synth overhauls and all that stuff. I've probably got a patch for this in the patches I just extracted. I'm gonna move this to unassigned because it's not something I'm likely to use. And these as well. Now I've got to... I don't think I'm going to be using this lever action shotgun either. As cool as I think it is, I've already got 2 shotguns in. So I'm just going to delete that. So basically, first, after you get your weapons loaded in to a point where you think you can handle it, you got to start patching. I will have the weapon jiggle remover, but we'll do this at the very end. All right, so let's get prepared to move on to the next piece of this. I'm going to need Agony and the VISG item sorting patch and extended Agony. But I'm going to wait and add those on at the very end. This right here is not going to work. It's not going to be compatible, unfortunately. I'll worry about clothing later. I don't really need crafting highlight fix because that's included in the merged fixes. So binoculars will go up with my optics or weapons. It really doesn't matter. Salvage beacons, whatever. It's all kind of the same. Now what I'm going to do for the sake of simplicity is pop over to Wire Bash. And it's going to load everything up for me. This is what I have ghosted right now, and I'm just going to go ahead and ghost a few more. Like list dependencies. Find out, you know, what's going on with this red here. It could be because it's out of order. Or it could be nothing wrong with it at all. So the real key sometimes is combining these patches together in brand new variations of a patch that kind of includes everything. So for now, we'll just go ahead and ghost these expansions. And then what I want to do is I'm not going to worry about making a bash patch right now, because what that does is it brings all the leveled lists and everything together. So I'm done with this for now, and if you close it, it saves. And now with F04 Edit, you've got a couple of different choices. You've got the shortcut to the program, you've got the Edit Masters, you got the Update Masters, and you got the Restore Masters. It's best just to go ahead and do the Update Masters. If I had money, Elminster would deserve it. Okay. So here we are. I don't know why that patch is so big. But they're ESLs, so they're not going to jack me up too much. And so what this means right now is it's ghosted, and I'm going to have to go into Wire Bash and unghost it. All right, so these are my tweaks. So basically, it's just going to load all these things that are checked. And that's what I'm going to let it do. It's going to take a minute. Because the first thing that I like to address is just getting all the weapons and all the load orders and all the better locational damage and all the crafting in the right spot. You can do that, and the tagging and the VISG tagging. If you can do that, that's probably about 70% of the work, and then clothing comes a little bit easier, and everything else beyond that is just icing on the cake. So let's take a look at this Mossberg patch. This is what it needs to construct the actual gun. It's going to be constructing it at the weaponsmith bench under shotguns. So I've already done some work with this a while back. This is the conditions that I set to create the gun. These are the materials I figured was fair. And yes. Now this is what I was talking about earlier. When it comes to the difference between having a mod that's going to make the gun fire a different weapon, a different ammunition, or having a ammunition that's going to make the weapon fire in a different way. So we've got receivers. These are all tagged. You can see the VISG tag there. You can see the overwrite here. See if it's orange, that means it dominates the overwrite. So basically I went through and tagged these. And this right here I probably renamed a little bit and just applied the better locational damage script. Things in purple are from the master dependency, and things are in green are the overwrites. So it's like, what is buckshot going to do here? 9 pellets as an ammo conversion. And it's going to, so we've got a number of projectiles. It's going to change the aim model. And so I'd actually have to look at the aim model in the gun. The AMDL. So I'll go up to the Mossberg. And here it is. So, cone of fire, max angle. So we're able to see all that here. High explosive. So nothing's really getting changed here in the Reaper patches except for see in the O mods you don't need to put a tag in it. In the miscellaneous items, because it goes in your inventory, it is going to need a tag. An object modification, it's not going to need a tag. So we've got a little bit where it hasn't really changed the it has changed the projectiles to 1 instead of 9. And now we've got to look at 2 different values. We've got to look at the explosive projectile value, and we've got to look at the aim model. So let's look at the projectile first and make sure that that's going to fit with my better locational damage. So it's going to give us tracer passing through, so it's going to penetrate. It's going to have an explosion. So what I'm going to do is just copy this for reference. So I can check all the records. Because I'm satisfied that I don't have to modify the aim model, but I'm not satisfied that I may not have to check on the projectile explosions, because it might reference vanilla when I want it to reference better locational damage. So let's continue to look through here. Sound, you don't really have to worry about. Impact force. Okay. So let's take a look at the bird shot. So it reduces the attack damage. It reduces the min-max on the range. It does increase the number of projectiles. So let's go up and look at that aim model. So the difference between buckshot and birdshot. So birdshot's got a little bit more nearby spread, whereas buckshot appears to be a little bit more concentrated. So you're trading damage for a little bit of spray in the cone, so to speak. The spread of the bird shot will be greater than that of the buckshot. Let's take a look at the slug while we're here. So slug is just, straight on. None of the recoils and things are changed. All right. So any ammo. And the standard receiver. So it looks like we got pump action and slam fire. And it looks like it's been modified already for better locational damage. Okay. So it's included the classes too. Makes life a little easier. So I probably had already gone back and done this before. I've got 2G, SG as my icon, my inventory image. I could pull those files too, but I don't need to. So, but it looks pretty good. Looks about right. Let's see where this is crafted. I'm not going to tinker with this because it should just do it at a weapons workbench. And clearly the different types of ammunition are going to change the way that the properties of this weapon. Now let's take a look at that explosion reference. This might take a second because it's got to basically look through everything. When in fact, it might be form ID. I don't know. I don't think it would be form ID, wouldn't it? Let's try this. No. There we go. So it is under explosion in my regular Fallout 4. So it's going to add damage of 25 with a radius. It's going to be loud. It's going to add a little extra damage but it's really about the radius. So you kind of have to think about how these explosives, that's why I say explosives take some of the longest time to really consider, because you have to consider, okay, this is playing as a part of a function of a mod that fits on the base damage of this weapon, which has already been modified for better locational damage, as well as other things. So we're just going to leave that be. But that's just for one, that's just what you need to do for one particular shotgun. Let's close this. All right. So I'm going to go through these things a little bit later and try and discover, okay, what have I finished already, what needs to be done, because that looked pretty good to me. And usually I'll start at the top, but I just picked that Mossberg there, so I've probably gotten pretty far. And the entire point is to not have to make these overwrite patches down here if you can get away with it. And if you do have to write those overwrite patches, then you jam as much in it as you possibly can. Alright, it's been Hank. Catch you guys on the flip side.